I joke sometimes that our next speaker has the middle name of livability, but I think what we ought to also recognize that in Congressman Blumenauer, we have a person who has, in fact, been a part of and a key part of each of the 5 light rail lines we have had and are obviously being able to utilize today. And so it is a particular pleasure to be able to ask Congressman Earl Blumenauer to be able to join us. And I'll have you note when he comes up that he is dressed much more comfortably than I get to be. I'm John.
Thank you, Fred. Listening to Kurt talk about the progress, I do feel like my life is passing in front of my eyes. This has been a struggle. Clackamas County, as many of you here know, Oregon City was the capital of the whole Oregon Territory. Clackamas County was one of the 4 original counties. In many respects, it is representative, not just of the historic Oregon Territory, but of Oregon today, the challenges, the diversity of the county, and frankly, diversity of opinion. Kurt was right in terms of the gap between the first opening in '86 until we were able to move forward with the west side. And there was a reason, because this region actually was doubting whether or not it could replicate that initial success. And Clackamas County was one of the reasons why we started the original regional rail program out of a little office in Portland to try and help TriMet build the consensus. It's emerged into the rail-volution. We've kept at it because we need to make sure that we're building that initiative and that it wouldn't be complete without the linkage to Clackamas County. At the time when we started it, never realized that one day when we opened finally this line that I would actually be representing the line. Welcome to the 3rd Congressional District. But it's been worth it. And it is representative, I think, of why this region is special around the country. Mr. Administrator, while we're pleased that you're here, and Secretary LaHood, being able to not just give voice to the partnership with the federal government, but we think we're doing something here to help you do your job around the country while it revitalizes our region. I am amazingly proud of the array of people that have been here sticking with it for 27 years so that we could celebrate this day and look forward to a future that's going to tie the rest of our region together from where John McLaughlin was in Vancouver to Oregon City. This is within our capacity if we're willing to keep our commitment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Earl. Thank you very much. Although I noted him earlier, our next speaker has been absolutely key in making our state more productive. If you think about this last legislative session, one of the shortest on record, at least in recent years, and one of the most productive. And that productiveness also related to transportation. Not only HR 2001, the major transportation bill, but also investments in transit. Dave has been one of the key people to be able to make sure that the next alignment, that is the Portland to Milwaukee light rail, is able to move forward by the result of the $250 million of lottery-backed bonds that were approved in the 2007 legislative session. With that, Dave Hunt.
Well, when you come back here to ride the light rail system, this is how we dress on Saturdays in Clackamas County, so you don't need to wear any suits and ties. You can be casual when you come back to ride this line. We are really thrilled to have you here. I want to recognize at least a couple other local officials who I don't think made the list. One of our county commissioners, Commissioner Bob Austin, right back here. One of our other mayors from just across the freeway, Happy Valley Mayor Rob Wheeler, right here. This project, I think, really is a model, as Kurt and Earl and others have said, not just fabulous economic development and fabulous jobs here, but really is a model as we look at the other challenges we face. They may be transit challenges, they may be other transportation challenges, they may be challenges beyond that. That we, many, many years ago, in fact, it was talked about in 1986. I was in high school in 1986. That was a long time ago. But they set the goal. They set the end goal in 1986. Now, the alignment, the routing, the way we got from A to B has changed over that time period. And that, I think, is a model we can look at for other projects. You need to build and broaden consensus. That's a model we need to look at for other projects. Some people are always going to be opposed to progress, and you still need to forge ahead regardless. That's a lesson I think we can take on to other projects. And if at first you don't succeed, try again is another lesson of this project. Congratulations to everybody. Great partnership. Really signaling a great future for this community and our entire region. Job well done.
In Clackamas County, we like to make sure that we keep this all in the family. So even though you heard from Congressman Kurt Schrader, we now get to hear from Senator Martha Schrader.
First, let me start by thanking TriMet for giving me this opportunity, because when I knew we were having this ribbon cutting today, it occurred to me that 6 years ago, when I first started out in the political arena as a county commissioner, everything you see here today was nothing but a drawing. And I remember the countless meetings with my commissioner hat on, looking at this, helping to make those decisions, and also helping to revitalize our regional center. And we knew then, as we knew now, that this kind of infrastructure was critical to the health, the vitality, not only of Clackamas County, but of the region. And as I reflected on all of this, I realized I'm just part of a continuum of individuals who, as Dave mentioned, step up to the plate, like Senator Monroe, like Commissioner Austin, like Chair Peterson, to make the tough decisions, to get the revenue streams, to really pull together to make sure that we make our communities livable and we make our communities green, and this is a perfect example of that. I had an opportunity to talk to Ed Lindquist the other day, who was one of our previous commissioners, who told me in detail about the not only 20, but 30-year road to get here. So I'm going to end by saying we're not done yet, folks. This is just one piece of a line and onward to Oregon City, and it's not going to take us 30 years this time. Thank you.
Thanks, Martha. Also, the fact is that we're not just a Clackamas County new alignment. It is a part of the add to the region. And the very fact that Mayor Denny Doyle of Beaverton is here as well, we thank you. And Oklahoma, apparently, to the Beavers even. One individual who is not able to be with us today, Governor Blumenauer, though he is represented by an incredibly able individual, Hans Bernard. If you think about it, whether it was the original investment for lottery-backed bonds that will help us in our next alignment into Milwaukee, or all the work on 2001 on other transportation issues, Governor Blumenauer has been key, and Hans, on behalf of Governor Blumenauer and ODOT, has been absolutely key. We're not going to be able to hear from Hans today, just because I think we're a little tight on time, and he was kind enough to say we'll do a pass, but that doesn't take away from how key it is. Yes, please. Our last speaker is somebody who represents the business community side of where we are. And Wilda Parks, the North Clackamas Chamber of Commerce, has just been unwavering in her support for not only the alignment, but the things that are necessary to be able to make that alignment possible. And I just want to be able to say a special thanks to Wilda and ask her to be able to say a few words.
And the livability community of Clackamas County, and especially North Clackamas County, I want to tell you I'm incredibly honored to be here today, and I'm surprised I lasted this long in this job to be able to help open this today. When I went to work 11 years ago, they said we have two major priorities. One is bringing light rail into Clackamas County. The other is making the Sunrise Corridor happen. Well, I've done only one piece of what I consider to be three-legged, because we still have Oregon City, we still have Milwaukee to Portland. I know you like to say Portland, Milwaukee, but it's Milwaukee to Portland. And we're all working hard on a Sunrise Corridor. So I want to make sure that you know that those are still our initiatives and we're still driving toward that. There's a lot going on here today in all of the stations, and I want to be sure that you folks, when you come back, that you get off and you spend some time out there. I want to thank everybody who has been part of this. It is an awesome, incredible thing, and you know it is going to be life-changing. It's life-changing for the residents of this community, and it's certainly life-changing for the businesses of this community. It means jobs, it means ways for commuters to get around, ways for consumers to get around, and in my opinion also it brings more visitors into North Clackamas area, so thank you.